Welcome to Weld.com. I got to give a shout out to one of our followers over in the UK. Sent me a care package of some UTP 7016 that they run a lot of open roots on piping and plate and stuff. I want to run an open root here. I've run 3 or 4 of these rods and I'm really impressed. They're completely different than the arc characteristics of what I've been running. I run a lot of ESAB and Lincoln Excalibur 7018 and the ESAB 7018 as well. This seems to be like a little miniature missile on the end of the rod. It's super smooth. Man, I mean, it kind of flies off here. I've not done an open root. My first attempt here. I'm going to give an educated guess. Hugh, you didn't send me any instructions on fit up there, old buddy. I think about coming over and fly over and see you across the pond and we can weld for a while and you can teach me how to weld with this stuff. I'm liking it. So what I have done, we do a lot of open roots with 60-10, 70-10, 80-10 is what we do. I understand that they don't do 60-10 in the UK. So I'm going to be mailing you some 60-10s, and I understand you don't do very many 70-14s. I'm going to send you a return care package. And I have put, I think I'm going to do this with about a 3/32 opening and a fairly heavy root face because, again, I expect this to be a fluid weld pool. I want to go right around 1/8 of an inch in my root face. Maybe I'm doing this wrong, I don't know, but if I was doing this with any other 70-18, that's probably what I'd do. So I'm going to attempt this, and I'm going to go vertical up. Hopefully we'll get some good results. We'll see what happens. I'm sure it's going to be a learning experience for me as well. So let me get my sleeves and hood on. I'll be right back. I am going to point this rod pretty much straight in. I don't know, I don't know what these guys' technique. These guys do this all the time over there and I don't. So I'm going to kind of go straight in here and see what happens with arc characteristics in this weld pool down below the rod. I've done some stuff like this where I have pointed the rod like this and just drug it in there nicely and the pond burned equally on both sides and everything was good, but I just want to go straight in with this for the first run and see what happens. Whoo, I hope this goes good. I'll give a spirited run. Wow, that's different. That is so different. To me, I felt real comfortable with that, but I don't know, something about that backside. About the first half of it started out, looked good, and then things got heated up. My fit didn't change because I know the root face and the gap. But all of a sudden I was blowing the keyhole, and there's things I was trying to do to fill it up. It didn't look like it was getting there. Dense black glass. That just comes right off, it seems like. Let me go wire wheel this on the back side and see what we got, front and back. Take care of that bump right there. Be back in just a sec. Man, I learned a lot, and I appreciate it. You know, this was an experience here. I think I started out about 87 amps on DCEN. Didn't really get into it at first. Got into it real good, and then my profile started getting bigger and bigger. I was trying to push, go, make it fill, and then I did a little weave. That was probably a mistake. I think I've seen some videos where you guys open up a pretty generous keyhole. I stopped, I turned my amperage down to like 80. 80 is where I run a 3/32 7018. So, you know, again, this rod has some great arc characteristics to it. I'm sure, and then when I took off again, this profile was decent. Got a little bit thin up at the top. Maybe we closed up a little bit. You know, again, this is very doable. And this is like my third attempt at this. Didn't go too awful bad. My restart, I didn't grind, I just buffed. I noticed a little weep hole right here. So somebody's winking at you, Hugh. Hugh, I appreciate you sending these rods over here to the United States for me to try out. I appreciate you supporting our program. I know that we ran a couple of test runs when I first got them, uphill fillet, and they ran beautifully. UTP Comet J50 N7016. I'm going to send you some rods in return. Again, I really appreciate it. That was a good learning experience for me. I'm going to keep practicing. I'm not going to get stumped on this. So thanks for watching Weld.com. Please subscribe to the videos.